Hello, welcome back. So we are back to do part 2 to using laser uncoated paper. Yes, so in our previous video, we looked at how we could transfer sublimation-like images to 11-ounce mugs using laser transfers. So today, I'm going to answer the question at the end of that video. What if you don't have a mug press? How can you transfer these images? Can we do it like sublimation in a convection oven? Also, what if we have something of this shape that it cannot go into a mug press? Can we do a stainless steel tumbler in our convection oven? Someone was also interested in plates. I don't have a plate press, and maybe you don't have a plate press. So we are going to try to transfer one of these laser images to this plate, but we are going to do it using, we're going to use one of these mini presses and see if we can actually apply enough heat and pressure. So if you're interested in hearing all about laser uncoated paper, what's your temperature settings, how do you set up everything to use a mug press, check out my video, it will be right here. We're experimenting again today, so if you're interested, stick around. If you're not sure if you're interested, still stick around, you might like what you see. Okay, so I've sent my images to the printer, and for today we are going to be using these images here. So it says thankful, and we've got a pumpkin there, and then we have a vinaigrette for our vinaigrette bottle here. And for our mug, I'm going to use one of the colored images that I used in the previous video. Go ahead and take down my images to my mug and all the other items, and then I'll be back to show you what additional preps we need to do to get it in the oven. So just like sublimation, our image is printed in the reverse, and we're going to tape it down onto our mug and our tumbler and our plate just the same way we would have done it if we were sublimating. So all my items have been prepped partially. So I did put on our transfers, and I tried my best to get everything as flat as possible. As I said in the previous video, for this to work, it needs to be really flat. We need to have very, very good contact between the transfer and our substrate, so our containers. My oven is heating up, and so we are going to set it at 360 for 80 seconds, or at least we're setting it for 360, and I'm going to use my timer, and I'm going to set that for 80 seconds. When we were using the mug press, those were the settings that we used, and it worked. So that's what we're going to use for the ceramic mug. Now, I'm not too sure what settings we would need to use for the stainless steel tumbler. Now, stainless steel tumblers will get hot faster. It's going to be thinner than the ceramic, so it will heat up a lot faster, and so we don't want to actually burn the image. For the tumbler, I think I'm going to follow the instructions that actually came with the package, and I'm going to put it in at that 350, and I'm going to leave it for a maximum of 25 seconds. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put both the mug and the tumbler in at the same time. Then I'm going to take out the tumbler after 25 seconds. Then I'm going to leave my mug for the 80 seconds. And then, so remember that our laser uncoated paper or transfer paper is a cold peel, unlike sublimation. So for my mug, I'm going to use the silicone wrap, as I said, and then for the tumbler, I'm going to use the Subli-Shrink. So the thing with the Subli-Shrink, this will not quite fit in there, so I'm just going to cut it in two. I'm going to open it. This is what I'm thinking will work. And then I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I've covered properly my design. Yep. Then I'm just going to get some heat tape and bring it in. Okay, hopefully that will hold. I'm gonna go ahead and shrink this down. All right, so we have it all done. So let's get to our mug. We'll go ahead with our silicone wrap. All right, so we just snap that into place and that should be secure. All right, so let me just turn this down a bit. Okay, so our oven is ready. So let me go ahead and set this to 1 minute 20. And we're going to move 1 minute 20, and we're going to take this one out after the 20 seconds. All right, and this one we're going to leave for the rest of the time. So let's go ahead and put in our mug. And let's put in our tumbler. And we're gonna start. Okay, so I did leave this tumbler in a little bit longer because when I put both of them in, the temperature did take a nosedive. So the temperature did fall quite a bit. So I did leave it in a little bit longer to make sure that everything would work. So I'm going to leave the mug in there for a little bit longer and see what happens. So we have these out of the oven now, and remember this is a cold peel, so we're gonna set it aside and then peel and see what happens. I did take off the subli shrink from the tumbler because it's easier to peel while it's hot. So of course this is stainless steel, so it cools down quickly. So as you can see, I'm able to hold it. It's almost cold, but I'm just gonna set it aside while we look at our other items. So we have our vinaigrette bottle and we have our plate. So I'm gonna start with the vinaigrette bottle and we'll see how it turns out. So for my mini heat press, I'm just gonna switch that on and I'm gonna set it to the second level. And so it's flashing. When it's ready, it will be green, and then we'll start working on this. Okay, my heat press is ready, so we are going to get started. So let's go with the vinaigrette bottle, and our second level should be somewhere around that 305, 310. So we are going to, I'm just going to put this Teflon sheet over it. And so I don't know what I'm doing, right? This is an experiment, so we're just trying it out. So I'm going to put the Teflon sheet over it, and I'm going to, maybe it would have been better to use the subli shrink and put it in the oven, but we'll see. Okay, so we are going to do the plate now. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we're gonna leave our plate and our vinaigrette. Oh, that's basically cool already. And we're gonna come back to our tumbler and our mugs. These are cold. So let's start with our tumbler. So I'm going to take it up very slowly. In the event that it has not pressed properly, then I can perhaps just put the tape back down and stick it back in the oven. Okay, I did lose some of it. I think maybe it should have stayed a little bit longer, but there we go. Not bad. That's actually really nice. All right. Again, I'm going to take time with this in case I need to just put it back in. This did not work. This one didn't work. I probably should have left it a lot longer, but based on what I'm seeing here, it wasn't going to look good if I put it back. All right, so this one did not work. Probably need the press for this. Okay, let's go to our vinegar bottle. Holy smokes. Oh, I knew the G was not gonna work. I could see it through the other side. Woohoo! Look at that. Look here, look at here, look at here, look at here. So when I pressed it, I could see through the inside of the bottle that the G was not gonna come out properly. I think because it was so close to the ridge here, I was having a problem with the curved section, and so I did realize that the G was not going to be there. But the rest of it, look at that, perfect. Feels so smooth. Our plate is cool, so let's see how things work out with our plate. Been going, I think that if you, oh, okay, oh, I could press it again. There you go. So let me tape it back down and press it some more. All right, so I did go ahead and repress the plate. And then I just put it under running water to cool it quickly so that we could finish peeling. There are lots of bumps in the paper, so I'm thinking, okay, the repress did not help, but we're gonna see. Hopefully the repress did not make it worse, since I did actually have some of it transferring. So let me know in the comments if you were expecting this mini heat press to do a good job on the plate. Let me know. I want to know what you thought. Let me know if you thought it was going to do a great job. So let's peel up and see. No, no. It made it worse. Okay, so the repress made things worse. Yeah. I think I had more of it on the plate before the repress. So let's not repress it next time. Okay, so I would say then that for all my ceramic items, it was a fail. This mug, I think it may have turned out better if I had used the shrink wrap, seeing that this one turned out well. But then, of course, we're looking at two different materials. This is ceramic, and this is stainless steel. So our stainless steel tumbler is going to heat up a lot faster, and so at that temperature and for that time, it did transfer very well. This on the other hand, I think this for sure needed more pressure. So for the ceramic mugs, I would definitely say head over to get a heat press. So this one I picked up on Amazon. You saw in my previous video for $39.99. I'm not seeing it anymore. I'm seeing a couple of them that are pretty much the same, and they were going for around $55 during Prime Days. And right now, some of them are still around $55 when I'm making this video. So I think it's a pretty good buy. And I did do a test with this, and you saw that it did work. So it's not gonna work out in the oven. So for sublimation, what we have is our ink in solid form, and then when we put it in the oven, it gets hot and it goes into a vapor, and then that vapor is deposited onto the polyester coating and it bonds to the coating. Whereas for our laser transfer paper, we are transferring a glued image, an image that has a glue backing to it onto our mug, and so you need that pressure to really press that glue into the mug. Really press it in. It feels quite seamless, as I said, when you use it, but it's not the same technique. The principle is very different, and because of that, it's not gonna work in the oven. You really need a press. As I said, for the stainless steel, it is good because it is steel. It will get hot a lot faster, and it is thinner than the ceramic mug, and so I think it did get hot enough to melt that that glue for this to stick so nicely. The glass, get this, I had to put a lot of pressure. I had to really lean on the press. The nice thing with this glass was that because I can see from the back end, I could see on the design when that glue was melting onto the glass, and so I knew I had to give it more pressure, definitely more pressure, and so that's why I'm able to say that the ceramic mug needs that pressure from the mug press. Okay, and then it was the same thing with the plate. Because I had done the glass, I really leaned into this. If you are nice and strong and you can put that even pressure onto the plate, I would say that this could work, but it's going to be a lot of work. If you want to do the plates, I suggest that you actually get a plate press or plate press attachment for your machine. All right, everybody, as you can see, we had a somewhat successful process. Let's get that right. We had a somewhat successful process. So for stainless steel, I would say it's a go. Let's use our oven. We can do the stainless steel, and I'm really glad because I actually don't have any press that could actually do this particular shape. And if you made it to the end of this video, put a red heart in the comments. I would love to know if you stuck around, and I would love to know what you thought about this entire process, and will you actually try it. I thought it was a really great project, and it was pretty successful. So if you like this video, remember to hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you want to see me do some more experiments. Thank you so much. Bye bye.